Hi guys, I'm Adam from Unstoppable Acting Studio, and in this video I'm going to tell you about 5 essential tools to add to your acting toolkit from Meisner's technique. So in my last video I talked a little bit about the man SANFORD MEISNER, where he comes from, what he was wanting to do. And Meisner comes from a place of believing that all acting should be truthful. And if you're an actor out there, that should really be something that you get behind yourself. Coming from a place of truth within your acting in any character you approach. And we're going to reveal 5 essential tools that you can add to your acting toolkit right now. Ready? Here we go. Number one is this, and it comes straight from SANFORD MEISNER's mouth. An ounce of behaviour is worth a pound of words. Now, you might not be great with maths, but an ounce of behaviour is worth a pound of words. Well, an ounce weighs less than a pound. So it's the idea that behaviour is worth more of its weight in gold than the words that you speak are. And this is very hard to get our heads around as actors. We obviously learn our scripts and we put a lot of time into learning our lines, and then we're just expected to throw it away, that the words don't really matter. Well, it's actually a scientific fact. In fact, if you have a look at this article, it states that, well, when it comes to communication, that behaviour counts for so much more than the words we speak. And that's straight from science. If you don't believe me, well, like, I'm a recently married man. And trust me, if my wife says, I'm fine, well, there's actually a lot more going on under the surface there. If I take her at face value that she's fine, chances are she's not fine, guys. That there's a lot more going on there, that maybe she's cross, maybe she's angry. I have to read into that. So if we're doing that in life constantly, then why is it any different when we're doing it in acting scenarios? And you should be striving towards this, acting through your behaviour rather than acting through your words that you speak. Principle number 2, acting is living truthfully under imaginary circumstances. So Meisner came from a circle that believed that acting was being truthful. As I mentioned in my last video, he worked with a theatre company called the Group Theatre and the likes of Lee Strasberg and Clurman and Crawford, who believed that acting is living truthfully, that you had to bring something from your own life in order to act as truthfully as possible. So if you were acting a part where you just recently lost a loved one, well, you could bring elements of your own life in there from when you were grieving from losing an actual loved one yourself. Meisner decided to add a little element onto that. He added the words acting is living truthfully under imaginary circumstances. So he added this imaginary element. And if you think, it is actually really useful. So I really hope that anybody watching this video at home hasn't killed anyone. Like, certainly not today anyway. Certainly not ever. But we could imagine, Meisner would argue that we could imagine the circumstances where we'd want to go out and kill someone. And it's about, as an actor, being specific with your objectives and really getting yourself in the mindset of, if something could happen, what if this was a scenario that was happening? And that's where the imagination really comes in. Essential tool number 3 is acting is the reality of doing. Now, I have this conversation with a lot of young acting students that I maybe work with, where they feel like they're doing nothing on the stage. And I always say to them, well, is it possible that you can actually do nothing on the stage? I get it. I was there once myself. I was an actor that really wanted to get a juicy part to really sink my teeth into. And then maybe when I was starting out, I got a role that was just nothing. I was just kind of standing in the back of the stage, or what I thought was nothing. You maybe got cast as 12th spear carrier from the right in this big Shakespearean production when you wanted the part of Hamlet. But even if you are 12th spear carrier from the right, this is a quote from Konstantin Stanislavski: there are no small parts, only small actors. Even if you have that part and you don't have any lines at all, then you should still be working your socks off to make the audience think that you can actually speak at any given time. Yeah? There is no such thing in my eyes and in many acting practitioners' eyes as doing nothing on the stage. You're always doing something. Just like in life, there's no real way you can do nothing in life. You always have something going on in your head. You always have some kind of objective, something you try to reach. So even if you don't have lines, it is not possible to do nothing on the stage. Essential tool number 4, acting is living in the moment. Now, as actors, we tend to be, quite an intelligent bunch. We like to think about our parts a lot. We like to really dig in to the history of our character, really do a lot of character preparation and things. And we come into the rehearsal room and we want to share all the wealth of work that we've done. In fact, some of us might even plan out what we want to do when we walk onto the stage. We might know exactly where we want to walk, how we want to say the lines, where we want to be on the stage when we want to say it. But that's, in Meisner's eyes, isn't good acting at all. His argument is that acting should be living in the moment, that by the time you walk into the stage or walk onto this film set, you should throw all your preparation work away, trust that it's there, and just be present with your other actors and see what happens. If you want to use an analogy, we could use the analogy of an iceberg, that when it comes to rehearsing or when it comes to performing, all you're showing is the tip of the iceberg. There's maybe a wealth of work that you've done underneath, but you are just showing that small element when you're on the stage, and that you're filled with inner life, that there's tons and tons of things going on underneath the surface that we maybe don't need to be presented with. Which brings me to the final essential tool that I have to share with you guys today. The final one is Meisner believed that acting is all about listening and responding. That at its heart, take away all the preparation that you put in, all the hard work that you do, which there definitely is a place for. But when you boil it down to its essence, acting is just about two actors being in the space, listening to each other, taking it in, and then responding according to the objectives that they have in the scene. Now, when I say listening, guys, I don't mean listening for your cue. I don't mean pretending to listen. I mean actually truthfully listening to that fellow actor on the stage. Actually truly seeing them so that you know if they've just blinked their eyes, if they've just swallowed. That is the level of detail that you need to see the other actor that you're on stage with. Because at the end of the day, what you're actually trying to do as an actor is make a change in that other person. It isn't about you when you go on that stage. It's about the change you want to make in that other person. I actually have another video called Why the Actor is More Important Than You, which I'll link in the description if you'd want to check that out. But Meisner believed that acting, at its heart, is two actors in a space listening and responding to each other. He has a ton of exercises that he set up for actors to do this, to practice this technique. It really is a difficult one. One thing you can do right now, wherever you're watching this, is maybe once you finish watching the video, is just try and engage with that reality of doing. Just truly listen to your surroundings, listen to the things around you, and see what you hear. That's a great start. And if you want to go on to this further, I've linked a ton of Meisner's resources into the description as well, if you want to check those out. Alright, those have been 5 essential tools to help you as an actor, and I hope you got value from this video today. I've been Adam. If you want regular updates on acting tips, techniques, and videos about actors having a mindset for success, then please click that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks.